I can give you. Now, moving on to this point here. Sorry. Everybody understand this part? Everybody happy with this? If you want to test trailing yourself by trading behind candles, etc., do it. But if you're going to do that, you might as well just stay break even, or you might as well just take your profits, because the way you're going to get knocked out of these trades trying to trail behind candles is very high. All right. So just something to think about. Next thing, cutting your risk. Now, this is very, very important for those that are finding themselves taking trades and price coming back against you. Let's say now you've taken a sell at this double top and price almost gets to your break-even trade and you can't get to break even. Now, this price not getting to break even will create a double bottom, which will resemble what could be a double bottom and a continuation up. It doesn't mean it's a reversal, because this level still remains as your major level. But using logic and just common sense, you know that if price does not break this level for some reason and doesn't hit your break-even trade and you're like sweating it, then there is no point you staying in this trade for a full position. My advice is, if you just miss break even a lot, it means your entries are going to be too wide, or your stop loss range is going to be too wide. It's probably best you would take this approach, which is, once price gets back to your entry, just close half of your position. I spoke about this the other day. Just close it. If it's going to go down, it will. You will not get the whole position out of it. But what you're doing is you're minimizing your risk. If you do this, then what you're able to do over 10 trades doing this, even if all 10 lose, you gain 5 back. And in theory, you only lose 5. Now, it won't happen consecutively, but over X amount, you still put yourself in a huge advantage by doing this. That's if price just misses your break even and you start to see it coming back against you. The reason why you do this is because if the market is in momentum, it will go down. But if it just doesn't want to at that time, then just minimize your risk and cut your position in half there. Don't re-enter, don't do nothing, just cut it. And what you're doing is just stocking up enough trades over a period, over 10 trades when using this approach, to then, if you lose 10, in theory you only lose 5, or you gain 5 back. Does everybody understand this? Does everybody understand this?
Rock, just another, just quick question on the cutting your risk as well. From a stop loss perspective, if price is moving in my direction, could I then reduce my stop loss by half?
Correct. Yes, you can.
Let's say it hasn't stalled yet, but yes, there's a chance it might pull back and take me out.
Yes, you
can. So could I take half a loss?
It's down to you. You can, right? But listen to this. It's 2 options here. You continue to chase the trade and hope that the momentum kicks in and continue that, I need that 1% trade to hit 3%. So you trail it down. Or you can just be more conservative and recognize that price is not moving down and coming back, and be like, look, let me just close half and give it a little bit more breathing room, which just puts me at a slight advantage as opposed to putting this at half. You're risking the same still, and you're only losing the same, but it just depends what you want from the market at that period of time. And that's all personal. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense, because you'd have been more convinced when you said yeah. Look, if you cut the stop loss in half, you only lose 50% for sure, but you lose range to allow price to pull back into. So by moving your stop loss to half, it's still a good tactic in terms of minimizing risk, but you still also not allowing the market to do what it wants to do, or giving yourself that little bit of extra advantage that you may need just to get that extra 1.5%. You're basically saying, I'm going to gamble this position with less range for price to move because I want to continue this position as a full position. So the two scenarios work, but it just depends how you're feeling for that period of time. Let's say price is rocketing back, and you're like, all right, at this moment in time, I'm starting to see a wick rejection here. No, let's say price is, from where it is now, starting to push back really strong, really strong. In my head, I'll be like 50% close, just allow it to break out, break back in. Whereas if price is pushing up, I might be like, right, let me go stop loss half, because there's not a lot of momentum coming into this, so it might react and then go down. But if I go stop loss half, I pull this down to half, when this momentum's strong, there's a high chance that I'm going to get picked and then the market will go down. Do you understand? So you just have to consider the scenario that price is coming back and then figure out what you're doing with it. You're still losing 50% for sure, but there's still chances that you may get stopped, wicked out when you're moving it to half and then it goes down. It just depends on the scenario. Again, it's something you'll have to test. But this is very systematic and easy to use. You still allow enough range for price to breathe, break out, break back in without being stopped out. Does this make sense?
That's crystal clear. It makes a lot of sense from a numbers perspective.
For sure. Okay. Chat, are you happy with this? Do you understand it? Because it's very important that you understand this. And I'm telling you, if you can minimize your risk like this, you gain 5 trades back in a session. Oof. I'm telling you, you're going to be happy. All right. Let's move on.